What's the deal? What's the deal? Battle Rap Chuck 92, your boy. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. So I'm actually hearing a lot about 6ix9ine, basically getting interviews, turned down. Everybody is, well, not everybody, but one of the well, I guess one of the biggest podcasts, which is Joe Budden and Gillie, Gillie the Kid, $1 million, $1 million, worth of game. Like the Joe Budden podcast and the $1 million worth of game. That's one of the biggest podcasts right now. And I'm hearing that both of them turned down 6ix9ine, as far as the interview. I will tell y'all this. I know with the Adi Boom battle, I mean, well, not Adi Boom, but Adi Boom the battle rapper. I was saying like how it's actually gonna go. The fact that people know that he's basically snitch, or basically him telling or whatever. I was telling people like how that's gonna most likely go, because there's nothing else that you could do, what I mean, up in battle rap. Like there's no next step, what I'm saying, you can make, to try to get back on that and just try to make sure everything is just all sweet. It's not gonna work that way. But I was, actually like telling people like that's not gonna work. The next person that he actually battles, it's not gonna work. He gotta pack his bags and he gotta go. You know what I mean? So, when you do the telling, when you do the crime, you know what I'm saying, you do the time. You know what I mean? Like, like that's just that's just how it go. Now, 6ix9ine, for instance, way before this was when 6ix9ine was actually in prison. You know what I'm saying? In jail. This was, what I'm saying, when he was actually like locked up. And I was telling people, I'm like, watch when he get out of jail. He gonna get all these interviews. I said this. And when he got out, he was bragging, how free he was, blah 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 blah. And then you decide to take things take things a step further, and to go to LA and stand by a Nipsey Hussle picture. You know what I mean? My bad, y'all. So you did all that. You came to LA just to do that, and then go back home. You even did something a little shady, with Lil Durk. So I feel like that put extras on it, and the fact that put extras on it, no way in it, there's no way, on the planet on Earth, that's not gonna go cool with a Gillie. It's not gonna go cool with a Joe. But I will tell y'all this, because I'm not trying to confuse y'all. Even if 6ix9ine didn't do that, I could still see a Joe and a Gillie turning that down. I could still see them turning that down. And Gillie could have went further on 6ix9ine as far as the phone call. He could have got further. He could have took things way, way further. He could have said whatever he wanted to say to them. Whatever he wanted, like he could have said whatever he wanted to say to Gillie. I mean to 6ix9ine. He could have said whatever he wanted to. Because you know what I'm saying, you guys gotta understand. Gillie is one of the people that actually like came down to to support when Nipsey actually got killed out here. You know what I mean? He came out here and he actually supported. He's actually on YouTube, you know, having fun, you know what I'm saying, with Nipsey and chopping it up with Nipsey on YouTube. You guys go on YouTube right now. Gillie knew who Nipsey was. Nipsey met Gillie face to face. Nipsey knew who Gillie was, and Gillie knew who Nipsey was. And into each other, they both looked at, each other like stand-up dudes. So that's where I'm like looking at 6ix9ine, where I'm like, you know what, you probably don't even know that because you're constantly trolling. You're too busy trolling. You don't even know that though. You supposed to be hopping on the bandwagon. You supposed to be looking at the latest news as far as like what's going on. But better yet, you don't even know that Gillie was cool with Nipsey. You know what I mean? And then you try to basically go on Gillie podcast and talk crazy about Joe. And this is what I told y'all. When you do certain things like that, when you do certain things that actually have to do with snitching, and then you want to do something worse, then you want to constantly keep doing certain things because people are already like looking at you as suspect. When you do certain things like that, when you do the crime but you don't want to do, but you don't want to do the time, people is already like looking at you shady. People is already like looking at you funny. They already like looking at you funny, bro. I don't care how big. If I did a podcast, something that that I might be thinking about, doing soon, but I don't care how big my podcast was. I'm not putting nobody like that on my show. No. Because people, because people gotta understand. Okay, yeah, I might get these views, but I don't need this dude coming up in here trying to be my friend, trying to ask me like, oh yeah, like what you doing next week? Yeah, we should go on a trip or something. But then at the end of the day, I'm just telling him, I'm just like, well, you know what? I was just here for the views. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just here for this and that. Now you feel like you being used. Like now now you feeling like you being used. But if anybody was gonna take that podcast, I guarantee you, Joe would have took that. I'm not saying that Joe would have took it, but I'm just saying Joe would have took that before Gillie. Gillie actually been in Nipsey face. I don't know if Joe had, but Gillie actually been in Nipsey face. They was laughing and like they was laughing and all that. You know what I'm saying? Together, together on camera. Gillie and Nipsey. So Gillie know exactly who Nipsey is, and I'm pretty sure he knew, just like we all knew, how much of a stand-up dude Nipsey was. So Gillie wasn't going for that. So I will say I was actually wrong because I actually thought people was gonna go after them, go after them views. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought. So I feel like if that podcast, if two of the biggest podcasts is turning 6ix9ine down, why can't the other platforms turn down 6ix9ine? You tell me. Unless you just chasing for the views. You know what I mean? But shouts out to Gillie and his boy, his cousin from $1 Million Worth of Game. And shouts out to Joe Budden and Maul and all them, man. I appreciate that. Because at the end of the day, we know how far people will take certain things in hip hop, but we're not gonna be fools. Because at the end of the day, we still love the art, we still love the craft, but we not here for the foolishness. We might don't like all these, we might don't like certain new rappers that's coming up or whatever, but you also have to give them credit because some of these young rappers, they come and they rap and then they go back home. and then they mind their own business. Some rappers can't do that. So shouts out to Gillie, and hey, like I said, shouts out to Joe. Gone.